And then, literally, 2-1 Barcelona. Big name scores from a set piece.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Reminds us of something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Aye. All you needed was, actually, 2-1 Barcelona, cleared off the line. Ish. Yeah? What more do you want?
Who was using?
Aye.
Spectacular finish.
Spectacular finish, yeah. That's what you can say. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, the similarities are there, aren't there?
Who's your mate?
What?
Who's your mate?
All right, Jay. How are you? It's only Jamie Jackson from The Guardian, everyone. Hey! Jamie, how we doing, bro?
Never been better. How are you two, gentlemen?
What did you say to us when we arrived?
That in all the years I've known you, which seems to be from sort of Moyes era, 2013, it's got to be the happiest you two have been right at this moment because of United.
Someone say that's the drugs, Jamie.
Yeah, because I think it was Moyes, wasn't it, the first time we did a video together when it was Full Time Devils, and we were talking about the summer.
But Jay's off the drugs.
Yeah, I'm off the drugs, so I'm just I'm enjoying the football for once, which is ironic actually, because when I was on the drugs, I didn't really enjoy the football because I didn't see most of it, so it's even better. It's even better now. But yeah, I think we were sort of during our time doing videos together. We've been on the channel. It's like we've gone from optimistic to sort of, you know, defiant to
depressed
to just almost giving up last season.
Yeah.
Like last season was as bad as it's ever been, and I think we spoke to you during the Ralph Rangnick era, and you know you was.
Do you know what? It's not Ralph Rangnick's fault, but that Ralph Rangnick era just epitomised everything going west. It's like the Super League shite is still fresh. The players are just openly in revolt about coming to work. Like, what do you mean I have to work past lunch? Like, it was just it was horrible, wasn't it? And I think Ralph tried his best, but I think he even got fed up with realising that no one was having anything. And then it was a case of, like, he decided he was just going to start telling everyone how bad it really was. And then knowing how bad it was, even though you suspected
I couldn't decide whether, because he knew he was only there for a little bit, it was quite good that he was doing that. You know, so sort of a few home truths, fans would appreciate that he's actually saying, look, why didn't you get me a striker, for example, in January when you knew Greenwood was out and Martial had gone on loan? Or actually kind of messed up your season even more because it made the club look like what it was, kind of in disarray. And you know what I mean? It was sort of refreshing on one hand.
Outrageous though.
It was ridiculous.
Do you think we needed that? Do you think it had to get to that point where, so because Ten Hag, let's say United, for example, finished fourth last season, and then we go, the board or whatever go, well, things aren't that bad, so you don't need Casemiro, Anthony, Martinez, Eriksen, and Malacia.
Have they ever been motivated by that?
I know. I just wonder
don't know
whether
what their motivations are, apart from.
I mean, obviously milking the club dry.
I was
bleeding the club
surprised
dry.
after you lost those first two games this season that suddenly more money appeared, because as you just said then, Steve, and you're right, I'm not sure they are motivated by what's best for the team at all. No. It's just what's best for them.
I'm pretty sure they're not.
But you're right, what a turnaround. What an absolute... He's about a season ahead of what you'd hope for, never mind actually being able to make true, right?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Would you say we're a better team than Arsenal was last year?
Yeah.
And they're title challenging?
Easily better than that Arsenal team of last year. Easily. And I tell you what proves it.
Are we not title challenging? Are we not? I know we do this every day.
Can I try and be in denial?
If you want.
Right, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to say I'm
you are a little bit, are you?
And I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
5 points behind, you know. I know they've got a game in hand.
Yeah, we've got about 1 million games before we play the league again.
Good sign,
I don't want to say like we're in it, because I think if you start saying that and you go and lose at Anfield, then that's like, oh, that ended your title challenging. All right.
Yeah, I mean it's easy for me because I'm not a fan, but for me, Casemiro gets suspended in 3 games. You get 7 points out of 9. That says to me, Ten Hag has got the team, players who don't usually play, etc., doing all right. That was a big loss.
I think I spoke to about this last time. You've obviously been at a press conference today. What's the sort of atmosphere at the press conferences now? We've been there a couple of times. You've been to all of them. Because you've had the Ralph Rangnick one where it was like he was just ready to tell you anything because he was that angry and annoyed at what had gone on. We've had different ones where it's been like Jose and Van Gaal have been a bit combative, shall we say, at times, and other times
David
been all right.
Moyes was funny because he just looked terrified.
That was from day one, that wasn't it?
out of all of them, the one that sticks out of all of them was the Mourinho one that he called at 8 in the morning. It lasted, because we timed it, I think 2 minutes and 13 seconds. So he basically did it to turn us over. Fair play to him. But compared to all that,
he called. He called it at 8 in the morning for no other reason, just that he knows what you've got to travel.
You tell me.
So
there was also another classic Mourinho one that I don't know if you know about. It was after a game. I think it was at the end of one season, and none of us had gone into the press room at Old Trafford, where
no, I do remember this one.
Yeah, and he basically, I think he just walked in and walked out because there was no one. I think there's one journalist in there, wasn't one of us.
Did he go, questions? No? Okay,
something like that, and he just skedaddles, so he did us that way. But compared to all those, yeah, I mean, today, good example, you've obviously just absolutely had a great result, and he walks in, big smile on his face, he's saying hello to characters like me, you know.
What was he like, Jay, after those games against Brighton and Brentford? Because even Jose was nice when he was winning.
Yeah.
He was all right. He was a laugh.
I think he certainly wasn't nasty. He's not a nasty man, I can just tell. There's no. He's got an edge to him that you need, but he's not like.
He's pretty stoic.
He's not sour or however you want to. Yeah, he's just
like he kicks along at about an even keel.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty. I always say it's about intelligence. He's a smart cookie. You know what I mean? About himself, about the team. But you're right. Let's see if a few games goes against him, as in a proper sort of mini run. I don't think it will happen, but let's see what he's like. But I get the impression that he's pretty. I mean, as I sort of said yesterday on Twitter, he's 52. Where's he been the last 10 years? I know he's been at Ajax, which is a good club, but he's so good. You think, crumbs, how come he's not been snapped up before by an absolutely massive club?
He's done his rip, though, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's done
obviously. Was it Utrecht he started his career?
Yeah.
Where he finished his playing career at, I think it was. Obviously shadowed that ball fella from down the road.
Yeah, Bayern,
a little bit at Bayern, and then obviously took over at Ajax. Did really well with Ajax, which isn't the given people assume it is.
No.
I think it was 4 years before since they won anything when he came in.
This geezer's just gone in like 13 games on here somehow.
Yeah.
To replace it.
So it shows you the levels. Like people just assume that it's like a one-horse race. It's not.
No.
Dutch league. Do you know what I mean? It's like yes.
Who was it for him? Peter Bosch.
Yeah.
Who did not do well.
He fair play to him. He's 52, but it just goes to show, obviously, because your club United, there's a problem with the Glazers. They're sort of like part-time owners, whatever you want to call it, and yet that shows how good he is.
There's a lot of what I call him.
He's not just managing.
But
he's not just managing the squad. The playing, us lot, media, whatever you want to. He's managing up as well. He's got to deal with all that and sort of like pick his way through six.
Do you feel like he's been given some actual authority? Because I feel like Louis maybe didn't quite get it. Jose kind of didn't quite get it. I think maybe what Richard Arnold might have done, which Ed never did, really was give genuine authority to the manager.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd say about that is for Arnold to do that, it's got to come from the Glazers, from Joel and basically Avram. And maybe it has happened, but I can't believe they didn't know they were going to sell it in the summer when he came in. I don't think they just. So what I'm trying to say is maybe that's helped. Maybe they felt, well, we'll give a bit more leeway. But I just think he's really good. I mean, look how Fred played yesterday. I know he can do that and then not be great. You know what I mean? And he probably will continue. But there's players there who I think are better underneath him. Yeah. And I think that's a good sign. So I don't know. We've had false dawns before, but this feels different. I don't know if you two would agree.
Oh, hugely.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
We've seen us go on the back foot and win games under Ollie and under Jose. When have we ever took it to Barcelona? And like people will go, it's Barcelona that got crashed out of the Champions League. Yeah, but they're still killing La Liga.
8 points ahead.
Yeah, flying in La Liga. Haven't lost them since Bayern Munich, who are pretty good. I don't know if you knew that, right? We went to the new camp and put it on them.
Yeah, you did.
Fergie never went to the new camp and put it on them. None of the previous managers that we just had, because I know we played them a few times recently. No one's ever gone to the new camp and put it on Barcelona. Is this vintage Barcelona? No, but it's still the best team in Spain.
Yeah. You can't dismiss that. Like the thing, like with Ollie, you mentioned, we did finish third, we didn't finish second, we did get to semi-finals and finals, but there was always that thing as well with Ollie. After his caretaker run, when he got made permanent manager, he lost something like 10 out of his next 12 games. So you're already thinking, and his CV wasn't great. It was all right. He'd won titles in Mould, but he'd also been sacked at Cardiff. So it wasn't like you could go 100%. You can believe in what he's doing. He was sort of in many ways having to convince people.
Yeah, and also
felt that with Ollie.
I think it was also as well part of that related to that was the kind of it was a bit hair and scare in the football, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Which I know you like attacking and all that, but there didn't seem to be much at the back. There's no structure. You could attack and still look like a solid football team. And I think
if you put Martinez and Casemiro into Ollie's team, how would he have done?
Good question, but maybe you want to sign them. And this is what I go back to the Ronaldo thing that summer. He should have gone for Declan Rice or a Casemiro, whoever it is, instead of Ronaldo. And I think that was the difference.
I don't think he got the choice. I don't think Ronaldo. I don't think he said no, but I don't think he got asked.
Yeah,
I think he got told.
You're having Ronaldo. There's Ollie. You're having Ronaldo, and he's probably. I mean, there might have been a part of him that's thinking, well, here's a guy who's scored 30 goals last season or whatever, still got it. Why not?
I don't think he got a choice. I think he was like, we got you a Ronaldo. What?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Ollie went to them and said, can you get me Ronaldo?
Well, we know that didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly Guardiola vetoed it, so that's why he became available for United.
Really?
That's it. Yeah, I mean, that was... I
don't want to hear that, Jay. I don't believe that. I believe that Guardiola was desperate.
The mainstream media say all right.
Listen, I always trust you. I do. But in my head, Guardiola was desperate for Ronaldo, but Ronaldo chose United. That's how it is. The funny thing is, I think, right, and I've always said, I'll take this to, I'll stand on this hill forever, that if City had got Ronaldo, they'd have won the Champions League. I think he gets them over the line. I do. I'm not saying he makes them massively better.
Yeah, maybe that season.
He gets them over the line against Real Madrid in that game. 100%.
How's he playing in Saudi Arabia, by the way? After saying, if I wanted money, just go play in Saudi Arabia.
Well, again, and I haven't written this. Again, what I heard was he's actually accepting this season that his legs have gone a bit, and he needs to get out. Again, I haven't written that one, but that's what. There's a little bit of him actually going, you need to get me out of here, because that was, I did it last season, but actually.
It's a shame, innit? Because had he gone in the summer, he could have gone on the back of 24 goals for United, 18 in the Premier League. He could have gone with a new manager coming in, a new era, and everyone would have been, thanks again, Ronnie. You came here, you were the one shining light in a terrible season, thank you. And instead, he stayed for 3 months too long.
In time, let's say 5-10 years, will that part of it be forgotten? He'll always be Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean?
He'll never get forgiven for sitting down with Piers Morgan.
That's you, though, innit? That.
What about you?
I'm not on my own, Jay.
You're not on your own, and it is difficult for me because I can't stand that man. But I think when people look back in a few years' time, they'll go, he won the Ballon d'Or.
Especially the first time.
He won the, he was the only the first one to win the Ballon d'Or at United since, was it Best?
Charlton maybe, but in
'68, I think. So
Best 67, I think.
Yeah. So there's that. There's the fact he won the Champions League and 3 titles. I think that'll be remembered more, and it is a massive shame for me because I hate it when your heroes let you down, and it was horrible when watching him sitting there with that muppet laughing and slagging off Ten Hag.
Has Piers Morgan stopped slagging off Ten Hag yet?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. He did a tweet saying, a memo to all United fans. So all United fans keep tweeting Piers Morgan saying thanks for getting rid of Ronnie for us. Like, you've really helped us, basically. Now we're flying.
Well, that's the way to deal with it.
Yeah,
do that.
And he did a tweet, and he just sort of said, all these United fans are saying thanks for getting rid of Ronaldo. This is a guy who's won so many league titles, so many Champions Leagues, so many Ballon d'Ors in the last 10 years.
And has to get a fucking injunction out against you.
Exactly. He's proper twerking for a minute. You mentioned there, Jay, about the owners and the ownership. That's
Stop keeping this on topic. Christ.
Well, because we've got a guest. I feel like, when you have visitors around your house, so you have to put...
What was the last place you went on holiday?
Me?
Holiday.
Last year with the family went to Rhodes in the summer.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it?
Hot.
Was it?
Full of kebabs.
It's kind of known for
I loved it.
Kind of known for being a bit hot.
Lindos. Have you been to Rhodes?
I don't think so.
Have you been to the Greek islands?
Yeah. I've been. I worked in Mali.
Nice part of the world, right? I spent a month in Mali.
Did you?
I was
A month?
19.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you?
Yes.
Good lad. Was you working out there? Or?
Explains so
Ducking
much.
and diving.
Ducking and diving, yeah. I mean, when I say
Actually,
working, Jay, I wasn't exactly, on the ball.
Here we go.
Here you go.
Now the fucking podcast has started, hasn't it?
I'll give you that.
Here's a story for you. So it was 1992. Ryan Giggs, I think, had some football for United. He was a bit of a breakout, and he was there on holiday with a mate of his. They were driving past on a moped, and my mate, as a joke, said, would you like to buy some acid, Ryan? To which his mate said, no, he's not into that. And that's my Ryan Giggs story from Mali in 1992.
Nice, good. Good. Glad to hear that. He didn't buy acid off you.
Could have gone the other way.
Yeah, he would have won 13 Premier League titles.
Years later, I interviewed Giggs at Lowry for GQ it was, and he didn't remember me from then. I was gutted.
He's not on acid.
Did you tell him?
I didn't mention it, no.
Did you say to him, we've actually met before. I tried to sell you acid in 92.
I didn't.
No, but mate,
one of my associates.
Tried to sell you acid. I remember.
A friend of mine thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, and he's like, no. Yeah, so when's the last time you went on holiday? Holiday. Not working.
Well, it's been a minute, Jay.
I know.
Don't do holidays.
No.
The voices come on holidays, don't they?
Yeah.
So we leave that alone. Leave that rate alone.
Fair enough.
And what about you?
My last holiday, I think was. We went to. Do you know what? I haven't even got any excuse for this. I don't even know why. I don't know. We went to a Greek island for my sister-in-law to get married.
Come on.
And I'm not sure which one it was.
Well, you must have so many amazing holidays that you know what I mean?
Well, I can't remember which. We went on holiday somewhere. It was a Greek island, or it might have been Cyprus. No, I'm pretty sure it was a Greek island. No, it wasn't that one. And my sister-in-law got married. Well, she's divorced now, so that went well.
Jesus.
See what happens when you go off
Did you meet his mate there?
I can't even blame drugs. I don't know why I can't remember. It was either Crete or Kos or something. I don't know. Yeah, no. Yeah.
What was you doing in Bali?
That's shocking now.
Just young enough to just stick around for a
How old was I? I was 19 or 20. Yeah, just holidaying. For Mali, and also we went up the coast, a place called, I can't remember what it was called, but like a port, more of a sort of boutique area. I don't know why we were there, but yes.
Sorry, I'm just messaging my missus to find out where it was we went on holiday.
How long did you do that?
Crete, I did 4 months.
Wow.
But is that even the scene anymore still? Is like 1830s Ministry of Sound type stuff still?
Yeah, I don't know, because it was very much 1830s when I was there.
The previous summer, I spent it in Ibiza, and that was good fun.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, that was good fun. Like the whole summer, 3 months.
Yeah. There's lots of lines making so much sense about Jamie right now.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It all fits into
research for my football journalism career.
I love that. It's research. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Everything's research in life, right?
It is. But yeah, I had a great time over there. But I think I only had 1 summer in me. I think if I'd have gone back there, I might have ended up
bit of disco dancing
in the mountain. Yeah, bit of that. Yeah.
Did Zante, Malia, done Ayanapa, done Ibiza.
Wow.
I
think that's it.
I've only ever done one.
Magaluf.
Well, that was my first lads holiday, Magaluf.
I've been there. Yeah. Bananas, I don't know.
Magaluf is disgusting. Yeah. Once had KFC for 4 meals in one day.
Ooh.
Do you know what? Best place you could eat though.
Ooh. Yeah.
We had an all-you-can-eat in our hotel, and like there was a buffet for every meal. Go with KFC, mate, because that is fucking disgusting. 4 times in one day.
Wow. 4 times in one day, that is, yeah. There's
an X-rated version of this story as well, which...
that's going to be a members video.
Not talking about.
Out. Never. Resonating Silence says, if the influence of managers on teams is limited, then is Erik Ten Hag at United an outlier? This is your point. So explain the point.
Here's the thing. Most managers... Here's the people struggle with language, is what it is.
Yep.
So most managers have little to no impact. Science, as per Soconomics book. Most. But there are outliers. And there are some managers that steer their clubs into a cliff. And there are some managers that outperform what they should be doing.
Yeah.
I would argue that what Pep Guardiola is doing with Manchester City and his resources is not over the expectation of what he should be achieving. He's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
But would it be impossible for someone else to replicate what he's doing given those resources and the clubs he was competing with at the time? I'd argue probably not.
Fair enough.
I agree with regard to Guardiola, and I think a way of supporting it is, I know he did exactly the same, but Pellegrini won his first ever league title with that City.
Yeah. And then couldn't manage West Ham and Moyes could.
I mean...
no, it's true, because City's built, the structure at City, pains me to say, is built for success. Under the modern sort of era, obviously, previous era was
under Pep? They literally made a statue of Pep and went, him.
Yeah, because if you look at it, Mancini won a title against Fergie. Pellegrini, who's an okay manager, he's not a genius, is he? Won a title and trophies as well, didn't he? He won he won
a couple of, at least one Carabao Cup, but he never won anything in Europe before. Full stop. You know, not even a cup.
So it's
he won stuff over in there, South America.
And then look at some of the talent that they've had in the. I mean, like any manager that can come in and go, I want a new goalkeeper. No, actually, I want a new goalkeeper. I want some new fullbacks. I want more new fullbacks. You know, I want. He's got more centre halves than most people have players. Like, you know. And they've not gone 100 million like we had on a couple, but they've got so many, like 40, 50, 60 million pound back, just hundreds of them. Like, a lot of managers would be as successful as that, I think. That's not to say that he's not revolutionary in a lot of his thinking, because I think he is.
Yeah.
But I don't think what he's achieved at Manchester City is mind-blowing. I don't think it's as impressive as what Jose did with Porto.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that's often a good way of measuring it. Like, what does a manager do with a club that shouldn't win something like that? I mean, Mourinho, for a bit, was brilliant, wasn't he? Then the first time at Chelsea, because I happened to live in London at the times, and I covered a bit of him there, and he was sort of like, at the time, a one-off one. He was like a sort of new genius, and obviously time catches up with a lot of the. That's again going back to Ferguson. It was like ridiculous because he reinvented the team about 4 times, didn't he? So, and that's what's interesting about Guardiola actually at the moment, because I'm looking at him thinking, he seems a bit like he's not lost the plot. Don't get me wrong, but he's not.
No, it's Klopp that's lost the plot.
You say that though, Jay. And sometimes Guardiola does seem a little bit like he has lost the plot.
He made no subs Wednesday night, right?
Yeah, and it's like, and then some of the comments he comes out with, like the whole Gerrard thing, was a bit weird. Where he's come out with his statement about Gerrard, it's funny, hilarious. Yeah, bring that up every time you want, Pep. I'm all for it. I don't know. I mean, the media didn't really cover it, but apparently in 2014, Steven Gerrard gave a big speech about saying this does not slip at the end of a game against City when they looked like Liverpool going to win the title, and then a week later he slips over and cost them the title.
You'd think someone would have mentioned that in the paper somewhere.
You need to get
Sorry,
a lot, Jay. Call yourself a journalist.
Get on Google or something.
But yeah, he brought that up, didn't he? And then apologised for bringing
the apology. I thought was strange. He didn't need to apologise.
Yeah, which again puts it back in the.
He was giving an example of something that was nothing to do with their money or perceived money, blah blah. That it was out of their hands, which helped them with the title. It's fair enough. It wasn't like, but anyway,
he just seems a bit odd. And I've always thought Pep's had that in him. I mean, years ago I see the Pep press conference and he could be difficult, couldn't he? Pep's got this.
I miss those days. Me and you.
I know.
You know what I mean? Saying hello.
Well, at least at the City one, you get to ask a question. At United, I get nothing. But he was always a bit. He could be odd at times. Do you know what I mean?
He looks odd.
Yeah. And then,
but if he was at your club, you would love him. Come on, let's have it right. Come on, you would. Why would you not?
No, that's how it works.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would have had Klopp back in 2013 after Fergie retired. I would have.
Well, there is a manager, I think, who is what you're saying. He does make a difference. Because they haven't spent loads of money. I know you don't want to pick up Liverpool, don't get me wrong, but you've got to admit...
They haven't spent loads of money. Why are you perpetuating this utter bollocks?
Well, so have United then in that case.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. We've just wasted it all.
Yeah, we have.
Well, not up until now.
But Klopp, I think, has exceeded expectations.
Yeah, I mean, he did absolute miracles on a shoestring with £80 million goalkeepers and £75 million.
They only spent 100 million on Darwin Núñez, right? So just stop it. I think I get your point in terms of how much City have spent to Liverpool. I think there's a disparity there, isn't there? Because
Liverpool are propped up by the Netspend FC crew because they sold a few players for
They have spent money, but not as much, I think, as certainly not as much anywhere near Chelsea. And even United have spent, I think we've outspent them over the last 10 years.
That's half the problem, is that we've just blatted it around like a lottery winner in a kebab shop.
But I think Klopp's another one who you could grudge him respect for what he's done. And I'm not, again saying, he has won trophies there and he's done well. But I think he's coming to the end of his time.
Yeah, I definitely think with him. Yeah.
The 7-year thing is really interesting with him.
The 7
year
year
happened at Mainz. It happened at Dortmund.
Was he at Mainz for 7 years? I didn't know that.
Successful, whoosh, and then Dortmund successful, and then he nearly relegated Dortmund after being a couple of years from being in the Champions League final.
Right,
and I know they get rinsed by Bayern Munich, so there's probably a massive reason for that there. But then people are going, he's not had a chance to refresh this squad. Yeah, you have. You just decided to buy 10 forwards. Naby Keita's price isn't ever getting brought up. It's an £80 million midfielder you've got there. The over-reliance on... when they signed Thiago, I was gutted because I think Thiago's a wonderful footballer. I didn't think he was Liverpool midfielder. I thought he was going to change the way they play, which they might have thought they needed. Yeah. They might have thought they needed a way to put a foot on the ball and dictate a game with possession.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool fans don't want to hear this. But there was a throwback to the 80s. Yeah, centre half doshing it into a channel, win the second ball, bit of pressure, bosh it in the net. Right, Wimbledon have been doing that since back in the day. Am I wrong? It's a more sophisticated version.
Damning with fame praise.
But that's what it is, right? And I don't have any problem with that. Any way you win a football match, certainly if it wins titles, is fair game as far as I'm concerned. There's not more. You don't have to have 700 passes a game.
So here's a question. Football. I'm not saying it all because it's not. That is not the Ten Hag way. But what is the Ten Hag style? Would you say if you were describing it?
it's more direct than Pep.
Yeah.
It's more akin to what I think we saw under Fergie, but it's an evolution of what we saw under Fergie. It's certainly looking for more possession.
Yeah.
It's certainly a little bit more organised in terms of the press. I think there's a little bit more structure, but there's also a little bit of freedom in there, which I think Sir Alex really allowed players to have.
Yeah.
I don't think this is as definable or obviously definable as Klopp's or Pep's.
Because that first half last night, you weren't great, but I didn't think you were that as bad as some people were saying. There was moments where I was thinking, you've got the ball, you were tapping it around.
It was like frustrating, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than
But it wasn't like sort of, crumbs, you've been absolutely raided all the time, and this is a joke.
Target, it was the penalty.
Yeah. And then, you come out and basically batter them.
That ability for him to recognise...
Defo.
A lot of people can recognise problems.
Yeah, but solve
fixing them is in 15 or 6 minutes is all.
What a left foot Anthony has, eh? You know what I mean? He might be the most left-footed left footer ever, but what a left foot
it is. Because his right foot's only there to balance me as a piss.
Seriously. Yeah, no, it is interesting. I think sometimes people get too sort of bothered about styles and what's your style and what's your type of football you're playing and is this the right style? And if you look at it, you spoke there earlier about Fergie going again and reinventing it.
Yeah.
The 1994 team, which is probably my favourite of
United. What was Fergie's
team,
style?
is completely different than the 2008 team.
Yeah.
Like, you've got the 2008 team, you had Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo bombing forward. 94, it was just Kanchelskis and Giggs, or sometimes Sharp down those wings, firing it in.
Yeah.
That wasn't really the case, was it, in 2008?
Yeah.
So it was like, it changed. And no one no one really.
That's your favourite team. What was the best Ferguson team? The treble, obviously.
I think 2008 would probably beat it.
I do.
Interesting.
I think you're right.
With Roy Keane and his pomp and all
99's my favourite.
Yeah.
Because I love everything about the spirit of that. The almost innocence of how surprisingly good we were. Because by the time you get to 2008, I've seen us win a European Cup, seen us win a treble, so there's a little bit of arrogance has crept in that we're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas in 99, you go into places like Inter Milan with R9 and Simeone and...
I was thinking about it again today, that Keane performance. I know it's been documented umpteen times, but in the semi-final against Juventus, it was ridiculous, wasn't it?
It's so good. It's so good as well. And if you look at when he gets that booking,
Beckham in the final.
Beckham in that game, in Turin, was unreal. He always goes under the radar.
Beckham that season.
Okay, fair enough. Good point. But he gets the booking and it doesn't affect him in any way.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think Scholes came on and got a sub, didn't he?
And his head fell right off.
His head fell off. And that was like, which is understandable. You just come on as a sub and then you find out straight away you get booked and you're missing the final, so you must be gutted.
Do you know the relevance of that stadium and the booking missing the final?
Go on.
That's where Gaza got booked for England.
Is it? Which studied at Alpine?
Yeah. So it's that performance, it's not just his performance; it's everyone around him. He gets everyone going, doesn't it? And it's just phenomenal. So I think that is probably
Matt Dixon is on the book 1999. I'm on about my 9th read of it.
It's
good. Is it good, Jamie?
I don't really read sports books, to be honest.
You write them,
just don't. Yeah, I write them, but I don't read them.
It's so good.
Right.
I would recommend, as a writer, read it because I can tell what he's done. I've pretty much read all the source material, I think, that he's used, but there's obviously some insight of his own of things that happened that haven't made press or books just
I hear
yet.
it, yeah.
But it's so well put together because it hits this side of, like, Fergie's got this side, I think now, or this perception now of this sort of granddad kind of figure.
Yeah. The
right horrible sweary Fergie has kind of been consigned to people's memories, I think.
Yeah.
This book just reminds you out, like, is at one point Steve Bruce is saying, for my job for about 4 seasons was headlocking Fergie when he used to go for refs in the tunnel. And you just think,
so he talks to a lot of the main players then, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think he ghostwritten a handful of, like, I think Ginev's and Beckham's books. So he obviously has pretty good access to them players, and he's obviously lent on them for it. It's so good,
Okay,
Jamie,
I'll give it a go.
So
What's it called?
1999.
Manchester United, the treble and all that, I think it's called.
Oh, is it? I thought it was called. I've got it. You convinced me to get it.
Lend me it, please.
Yes, I will. I need to read it first. We've got a load of super chats, so I'll get through some of them. Prince for Rahiz. Will Glazers sell quick, knowing that an independent regulator is on the horizon looking to bolt the barn before the horses get away?
On that, independent regulator, obviously Gary Neville was a big push behind this and what Tracy Crouch has been doing and all the rest of that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Do you think that is going to impact any potential sale for the likes of ourselves in Liverpool?
No, because
it's too far in the future.
Yeah, I don't think it'll have anything to do with this United sale, because it's to do with domestic football as well. I know it's also the part of it is like you can't join ESL, which you could say is non-domestic, but it's to do with within here.
But it also says you
sort of
can't join. There was a phraseology in there that I thought was like they've done themselves in there, and the phraseology was somewhat along the lines of like competitions that don't have locked-in competitions essentially. But European Super League has come out and said that there's going to be qualification for it now. So that loopholes missed that.
Yeah, but I think what they're saying is they want football to decide itself. But if not, if there's an extreme situation like with the ESL, they have the power of veto to turn around and say, actually, so the regulator would have any say, no, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Why was the government able to step in and make Roman Abramovich sell his club for being friends with Putin and not getting involved in like forcing the sale of Manchester United from the Glazers because they've absolutely rinsed
because it's to do with a war situation, isn't it? And because
he's just a mate of a guy that started a war.
Well, he's Russian, and according to what the government thought, he made all his money on the back of that sort of, let's say, poisonous regime, and therefore the sanctions brought in it. You know, the government, but they could do that if they wanted to. But why would they do that? They haven't got any reason they would want to do that. This is about making a stand against Russia, right?
But then they forced the Saudi Arabia purchase through of Newcastle, despite some protestations.
But again, there isn't a war. It isn't a country invading a sovereign, land, as you will know all about with your very
I'm raising eyebrows because there's some fuckery afoot.
There always is, but you're right. But it felt like, it's the war in Russia, so like everyone's all right with it. But it's like, you're right. Okay, you could do it then, but you couldn't do it for us when it was.
Listen, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just sort of trying to say maybe what they would say. Do you know what I mean? I sort of half agree with you, really. I mean, I think leverage buyouts generally should be against the law.
I think they have brought in rules against.
It's hilarious. How can you
why can't they
against the thing you're buying to buy it?
And say, so you shouldn't have bought United on a leverage buyout, so you need to fuck off, basically.
Yeah. Hit the like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Matt G says, why do you all think there is a difference in analysis of Erik Ten Hag half-time changes and second-half improvement when we had the same under Ole?
Oh. Was there a difference?
I understand this. I think Erik Ten Hag is getting more credit than Ole's getting, but I think Erik Ten Hag, in a way, it kind of feels like...
my answer to this sort of question is always the same. Yeah. You just said it before that when he got his permanent contract, he lost a lot of games. If you're winning, you can basically everyone loves you. Yeah. You know what football fans are like, right? You know what I mean. So he hasn't really lost. He's lost 2 in 30, I think, since the derby at City.
I just felt like with all
it's like he took notes.
Yeah, it's like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, which is fair enough. You have to learn somehow, don't you? I think with Ole, once that season ended, because we'd lost at home to Cardiff, didn't we? Drew at Huddersfield. Wasn't great.
Not for someone who's writing a biography at the time. He could have been sacked at any time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this is it. You got. And it was like he was always trying to prove himself.
He's just hang on another season.
So I always felt like when he did get it right, people were still a bit like, what was it? All vibes. No tactics, just vibes.
Which is mental.
Yeah.
Because he proved he had a lot of tactics.
Yeah.
Like, no one else had gone to the Etihad and put it on Pep in the same sort of way. Now, yes, was it off the back foot? Yeah, but no one else do it.
Yeah. No, that he and if you look at the teams he did that with, look at the players that he used to get some of those results. You look at our starting 11 for games like PSG away and for City.
Pogba was suspended that game.
Players like Dan James and Andreas Pereira and.
So what you're saying is he's the lost genius of Manchester United today. Come back, Ollie.
I think
you've heard it here first from these two gents.
Time will be very kind.
You tell me another manager that's finished 2nd and 3rd in the Premier League that's struggling to get work.
That's true. That is very.
Neil Warnock's just got another job.
I think maybe he's had stuff he's turned down. I don't know that for sure, but surely he must have done, right?
I don't know. I think Ollie, it's weird. It's like. Even if you praise him now, it's like Jeremy Corbyn. If you praise him now, you get grief.
I was going to say this, right?
Well, do you know what I mean? It's like what?
As I was writing that biography, I got so much hassle as if somehow it was me who was losing the games for United. I won't swear on here.
Hope you've learned a lesson.
Yeah. Well, it's not like it was my fault just because I was writing a biography. You know what I mean? It's like
This is
What, first week on the internet? That's that's exactly how it works.
People online trolling you.
I know that's how it works, but it's hilarious, right? Because it's so sort of like
you know how it works, though, Jay. It's like if you do a story that's accurate that people don't want to hear, it's your fault. Your fault for telling us we're not buying.
If we do a preview where we go, I reckon United could win this final at the weekend, and we don't.
Yes,
it's our fault.
That's just the nature of the beast. Mr. Hoss says, what match hurts you the most? Mine is the Munich anniversary match in 2008 against City. Still hurts to this day, plus that kit was class.
What was the score in that?
We lost 2-1.
Oh.
We didn't turn up, to be honest. I think the occasion got to us, which is kind of understandable.
Porto. Scholes, 2004.
When we were robbed with the worst decision in the history of football. That is
VAR. Elephant fan time memory, you two.
No, seriously, right? There's 2 players playing Paul Scholes onside.
No, do you know what?
2.
There's an actual answer here. It was Dortmund in 97.
Oh my god.
We had about 27 shots, right? Dortmund in 97 because then Erik Cantona would have been a European champion.
That is up there with West Ham in 95.
West Ham in 95 as
Ludek
well.
McCloskey had the game of his life. He's not even that good. Thanks for your question, Hoss. You really cheered us up there. What's yours, Jamie? You're a... Can I say what fan you are?
You know what? I was hoping you weren't going to ask me because I'm a lapsed Nottingham Forest. Not because of mentioning that, because I don't really have a thing like that because I'm not that bothered.
Was you bothered at the weekend? Was it last week when you drew with City?
No, well, I took a little bit of like pride in it, but I don't know why. Because I just look for the results. So no, to be honest.
It's fair enough. It must be nice to be like that. Yeah. Not get angry and devastated.
To be honest,
are we going out tonight, love?
To be honest,
no.
I actually,
some blokes I don't know didn't win.
I actually find it hilarious when Forest lose. I just do.
Really?
I'm supposed to support them. Sorry about
the Rangnick era towards United. The life would have been a lot happier. Jed's Dead Baby says the only thing I didn't like about '99 was the dig at Ollie as a manager in the second to last chapter. I presume he's talking about the Matt Dickinson book.
Well, I'm nearly at that chapter anyway, so...
Oh, right, okay.
Well, that viewer should read my biography about Solskjaer.
Go on, give it a plug.
What's it called?
The Apprentice, isn't it? The Red Apprentice. What's it called? There's a ringing endorsement when the author can't remember what it's called. I thought
something about Ollie or something.
Hey, do you remember when I couldn't remember where I'd been on holiday and you laughed at me and laid into me?
How long does it take you to write a book?
A long time.
I don't have a fucking clue what it's called.
The Red Apprentice.
I'm pretty sure I've got it upstairs.
I haven't. I've got it in my house. It is called the Red Apprentice, Jamie.
Thank you. It's very good.
It is good.
We couldn't go and get it and show it here as well if you want.
I think we need to show him. Hey,
remember that?
Maybe write it on your hand.
That's
next
you.
Time. Yeah. You wrote this.
I knew I'd read in it, because United playing red, but I'd forgotten the rest of it just for a second.
Because you've got the Red Apprentice, you also did the season in red.
That's what I was getting.
See, the David Moyes one. You see,
Nighttime Cool. I've got all sorts of books.
Do me a favour. Don't write one about Ten Hag.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Jamie, if we don't win trophies now,
if
we don't win trophies
I'm just
now,
saying.
He's done Moyes.
I'm just saying.
He's done.
No, but maybe this is it.
Yeah.
We can all break our hoodoos.
Hey.
All right. Should we agree that you don't start properly writing it until he's won the league?
It's about to start coming out in Substack in March.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you know what the title is?
Go on.
What did he say after you beat... What was the game you won after losing at Brentford? Was it Liverpool?
Was it Era's come to an end?
It involved a swear word.
Oh, fucking good football.
Yeah, so it's called that with an asterisk on the U of the swear word because they can play effing good football. That's what it's called.
I like that.
Oh, you like it now, do you? Right,
yeah.
okay.
Well, yeah, because we're going to win the quad this year, Jamie.
Yes, we are. Hey, and if we don't, it's your fault for writing that book. Hey, David Moyes was doing great until you did a season in the red, and then you started.
Jay, too far.
No, I was going to say you started writing it after the Swansea game. A bit off topic, says Warrior. But why do they keep changing the rules in football, unlike most other sports?
Good question,
Stephen. I'll hand this over to you.
Fuck you on about?
I knew that was where you were going to go with it.
What are they really changing? And honestly, if you think the rules are changing in football, watch rugby league.
And that's why I knew he was going to
because Jesus fucking Christ.
There you go. I think they do change the rules in other sports. It's just football's probably the one that you watch the most, so you care about it more. Because if he weren't sat here, I probably wouldn't have gone down the rugby league route because I don't really watch it, but he does. Matt G says, does the Champions League 2008 semi-win get enough credit, especially when you consider we didn't have Rooney or Vidic fit for the home leg?
Didn't need Vidic. We had Wes Brown, right? And people don't actually understand. I say Wes Brown was a better footballer than John Terry, and some people will laugh, right? I am 1,000% serious. Wes Brown was affected by injuries, right? That's it. You never see him have to put his shin pads on for either of the 2 Champions Leagues that he won.
He played right back, didn't he, in the final?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that
Got the assist with his left foot.
left foot.
Was it? Oh, wow.
That is probably I think that's as good a season as any fullbacks ever had in English football.
He played centre half. Yeah, he played centre half in the.
No, he did in the
Barcelona game.
But
honestly, the amount of blocks and he just threw himself on it. Wes Brown, as Webby would say, colossal.
He was that season. It was mad because I think he played more games than anyone.
Did he?
Yeah, he'd been ravaged with injuries. And I agree with Steve. Exactly what he's saying there. He was naturally just.
Ferguson loved him, didn't he? Right?
Absolutely, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Like there'll be people in the comments that have just listened to bullshit media that think John Terry was a good footballer, right?
Go on, Steve.
What?
Game
are we honestly doing this?
That he can't close him down.
He was shit.
He was shit. See,
he had a switch in him. Should have played League Two.
Right. Okay.
Positional discipline of a fucking paper bag in the wind.
See, Wes Brown played 52 games that season for Manchester United.
Oh, what do we win,
more
Jay?
than Rio.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah, we did all right, didn't we?
Did all right, yeah.
Yeah, and like you say, centre back, Barcelona. I've heard they were pretty good with Xavi and Messi and all them players playing at that
decent,
time.
I'd say. Yeah,
they did all right. Do you know what I mean? Playing in the final and setting up the goal with your left foot, not bad.
What's this? Ping to the back post for Ronaldo as he climbs all over Essien. Which was planned, by the way. See, Fergie doesn't get enough credit for those sorts of things. I was chatting to Wes Brown about that thingy, and he goes, yeah, we worked on it in the week, because Fergie goes, Essien's probably going to go play right back. We'll try and isolate Ronaldo against him because there's no way he'll win an header against him. Yeah. So if we're crossing, can we try and get it towards Ronaldo at the back post? So as he's dicking around on that right wing, he's cut inside and he's gone, oh, there's Ronnie. Bosh. I love the detail that they went to in that because they never talk about that.
Yeah, I know. That's what's interesting, that sort of stuff. I agree.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame in many ways what happened with Wes Brown, because I think he should have been United and England regular for a decade, and he would have been just on ability. But just like you say, he had that one season out, didn't he? In his second season, I think he missed the entire season.
Cruise ship, wasn't it? At like 18.
Yeah, he did, because he played Steve's saying he was in the squad in '99. Played some games. I think he played against Barcelona.
Did he play at Juve as well?
I know he definitely played at Old Trafford, I think, against Barcelona when he was 18 and was mint. And then
what squad number?
Go on.
30.
It's shocking that. I can't believe I didn't know that. Jamie, if you can remember, right? And I want you to think here now.
How can you start a sentence like that?
I want you to think, because I'm worried what you're going to say. Have you got anything you want to plug?
Yes.
Don't say my book's out. It's called.
Yes, my Ten Hag book.
Did the Guardian, did the newspaper that you are employed by gainfully, is it a derivative of what the Manchester Guardian was?
Yeah, it's the same.
Was it?
Yeah. It originally was the Manchester Guardian. It was based up here.
Yeah, big part to play in the suffragette movement.
Yeah. It's got its heart in the right place. It dropped the Manchester from the Guardian title. I don't know when it was, but it used to be on for that.
They used to be in spinning films, didn't they?
The MEN had a factory in Bury New Road.
We're talking about newspapers there.
Okay, right. But the MEN had a factory in Bury New Road, right. And there may or may not have been some stuff in there, and some of the stuff that was in there at some point might have been these massive sort of leather-bound copies of every newspaper from Manchester Guardian kind of days.
That's class, that
is nice.
Those are the days before you needed the internet. Just go down and get yourself.
So I've got an Erik Ten Hag book. I'm going to plug that's coming out on Substack from 1st of March. How it works is it's $4.99 a month. It's weekly chapters serialised, because I've written it as this season's gone along. Yeah. First week is free, and then after that, March to end of April, you read and you catch up. So by the 1st of May, where the book is where the season is. So the last month is kind of live. I write it.
That's class. When's it out? Sorry.
Well, 1st of March.
Right, good stuff.
Right, we'll have to come back on later on and wrap it up for us, because I wonder how's it going to end, Jay?
I know, yeah. We're going to have a link in the description so people can sign up to this now, yeah? Yeah, we'll put a link in the description you can sign up to that, and then
different way of doing a book.
You two, are you?
Yeah, different way of doing a book.
I'm a little bit different, as I'm sure you know.
When you want to know what's going to happen, next week in the football. Like, are United going to win next week? We've got the Scousers, what's going to happen? But if you subscribe to Jamie's book, you'll find out.
I've got to be honest, if you hadn't done very well this season, I don't think I'd have bothered, but because you're flying, you know, people might want to read if you're a fan.
There's this often misconception on fan channels, so our fan channel, because we do things differently, that we do better if we're losing, and we don't. We're losing.
Yes. Is that right?
Our views and everything else goes down.
Right. Good luck getting me on.
Yeah, he won't do a video. And I've had this argument with him. Steve, can you give a reaction? No. I'm not going online and moaning. I'm not doing it.
Right. I'm not embarrassing myself.
Yeah, fine. It's okay. We've had, videos where the watch along's been silent because we've drawn with Everton.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work for us. Is that the same with your book? Does it do better if there's negativity?
No. The better you're doing, if it's about United or about City, the better the team's doing, easily. No one wants to read about. Like, for example, my first book is about that Moyes era. I know it's 10 years ago, but I'm sure you wouldn't want to read that. It's got Moyes, Van Hal and Mourinho.
I try my best.
Why would you want to read about that? Unless it's as a history lesson, because you're researching. So, yeah.
I'm with you. I try and figure that.
What's your favourite football book?
Oh, what a good question. The Glory Game is probably one of them. You know about Spurs 70-71, where he goes in the dressing room, Hunter Davies, who was a biographer of the Beatles. So it's that Bill Nicholson team that won the Cup Winners' Cup 71 or 72. It's got people like, it's got a very young...
Ricky Villa?
No, that's 10 years before that. 10 years, but yeah, so that's good.
Oh, the double winning season.
No, the 71's 10 years after that, but 10 years before Ricky Villa. It's got people like Perryman's, young Perryman's in it. Yeah. Souness is there actually as a very young player. Blah blah blah. That's pretty good. The Glory Game.
Yeah, I remember they was having a caption now formerly of Spurs, don't they? Sometimes when the Spurs are playing. Craig says, "Happy Friday, lads. How are you feeling about the weekend? Last night was obviously
what's happening this weekend.
Great confidence boost, but it feels like we made a bit of work of it. Cup finals, Stephen. Cup finals." Yeah, are you there?
Well, not in a minute, Jay. Well, I am, but I'll be outside going, sounds like a right good game.
Someone needs a ticket, so get involved.
I'm there, covering it, luckily enough.
Yeah, he'll be there. Hey. So make sure you are checking out Jamie's book. There's a link in the description. Go and find him on the Guardian website as well, doing God's work there. Writing about Manchester United. Are you covering everything, or is he just United?
United the City.
Because I don't read the City ones. Do you know what I mean?
I'm having the City.
Why would you? You're not fun.
Well, no, go and check out Jamie writing about United and City on the Guardian website and his book as well. Steve, anything for Paddock FC?
We are playing a Premier League 11 tomorrow.
Good luck.
Oh, we're going to lose.
Tell it, just quickly, give us some context there, because that just sounds like nonsense, but it's not.
So last year we played Lescott and friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe Lescott, one of my lads took the piss out of him as well. He's not playing this week. But and Lescott's not playing this week. But it's the same group of friends. So last year it was like Chris Eagles, Lescott. I think it's Danny Simpson, Stephen Ireland, Chris Eagles sort of thing. Nice. So we'll probably get our asses handed to us.
Where are you playing at?
We are playing at Wivenshaw, 2:00 tomorrow. Free entry if you want to come and come down and see how we do. And then hopefully, got 10 games left for our season. See how many we can win. I think if we win them all, we're getting promoted. So, well, if we do win them all, we are getting promoted, but we probably won't win them all. So, good bit of final prep for the final push.
Fair play.
Hopefully.
Good stuff, man.
And then we're going to try and kidnap as many of that 11 as I can and be like, would you like to just sign that bit of paper? Don't look at the top.
And you'll be pleased to know I found out where we went on holiday. It was Lindos.
Which is at Rhodes, which is where I went last summer.
See, I didn't even know that.
Together.
When you said that, I didn't even know.
Can't believe you didn't look me up.
So I would have done if I'd have known. Yeah, sorry. So I've just found out there. That puts that mystery to bed. We found out where I went on holiday. We found out the name of your book. We've got there in the end. That's with Jamie Jackson. That's with Stephen Howson. I'm Jay Motty. This has been The Brew. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.